Hello guys, how you doing? And yeah, just thought I'd do a bit of a gameplay of one of my currently favourite Super Nintendo games that I'm playing at the moment. This is Mortal Kombat 2, and I'm just going to play through a few rounds and just have a bit of fun with it, just chat about what I think about the game, show you how it plays. I'm sure you're all pretty much familiar with Mortal Kombat 2, one of Midway's finest arcade fighting games. Let's get into it. This is probably my most favourite Mortal Kombat game. It's the first one I played on the Super Nintendo. Like I said in a previous video, I rented this one from Blockbuster Video back in the day when it was first out, and had it for 3 nights. And whenever I think about this game, I just think about that time I rented it, and it was just brilliant. Oh, that's a great start. I've got Scorpion. This guy can be a right pain in the arse to fight sometimes. Oh. He's probably the only guy in this game that really gives me a lot of trouble, especially when you fight him later on, so it's probably best that he's the first person I'm fighting against, actually. And one thing I'm really bad at this game is blocking. Like, I never block. I'm really bad at blocking, but if anyone plays me at Mortal Kombat or pretty much any fighting game, it's one thing I never do is block. I don't know why. It's I just can't be bothered, to be honest. Yeah, I just like to get into the action, to be honest. So yeah, who's my favourite Mortal Kombat character? Like, well, I think it must be Reptile, to be honest, because I mean he's the guy I play with. He's the guy that I play with the most, and he's a ninja, basically. You know, he's a green ninja, and there's not a lot more that can be said, really, to be honest. He's just a badass. I just loved him he was in the actual Hollywood Mortal Kombat movie that they made. That's probably one of my favourite martial arts movies. I just love that film, and the scene with Liu Kang fighting Reptile is just awesome. He's such a badass, and he's the baddest ninja. Yeah, so Scorpion and Sub-Zero are good, but Reptile is just awesome. This game plays so well on the Super Nintendo, and it's probably my favourite version. I don't really play the arcade version. I used to play it a lot on MAME, but I think my heart really lies with the Super Nintendo version because it's the first version of it I ever really played. Fatality. Round 1, fight. So this was this was a massive step up from Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat to come out. Not just because of the addition of the blood, but loads of new characters and loads of different like fatalities and friendship moves and all sorts in here. They just really stepped it up. I mean, this is, like I said, it's my favourite Mortal Kombat game. I didn't really like any of the ones they did after this, like Mortal Kombat 3 or Ultimate Mortal Kombat. I just prefer basically Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, but Mortal Kombat 2 mostly. I think it's the best one they ever made, in my opinion. I think Jax is another. I'll tell you the hardest characters in this game to fight for me. Scorpion and Shang Tsung and Kung Lao, they can be right bastards, especially when you get them on the later stages. But the game does naturally get harder the further you get anyway. But this is such a brutal game, and it's a proper fighters game. Like, what I mean by that is, like, the way they did the moves are so different to, you know, obviously Street Fighter, you've got the kind of quarter circle kind of moves, but this is like back, forward, down, forward, and forward, back, and those kind of moves that are really kind of built for kind of arcade play. So that, you know, Mortal Kombat's got that kind of gameplay style that it's really done really well, and it really does suit the gameplay. It can take some getting used to, obviously, because there's a lot of characters and there's a lot of different moves to learn. So if you're a beginner to it, it's always best to like start with one character and just learn the moves and get used to pulling them off and stuff. But you'll soon get into it, no doubt. If you've never really played or got into Mortal Kombat before and you're more of a Street Fighter 2 person, fair enough. But it's a great game and it's a great series. And Mortal Kombat 2 is, if you're ever going to play Mortal Kombat, this is the one I'd recommend you to start with. It's an absolute classic. So I think I'm just going to play until I get my butt kicked. I'm sure it won't be too long now. I've got a mirror match coming up, but I don't think Reptile's too bad actually. But Sub-Zero can be quite tricky. Not really sure how this. Did they do a Sega Mega Drive version of this? I'm not really sure how it stacks up if they did. I do know they say that the Mega Drive version of Mortal Kombat is better than the Super Nintendo version. That's fair enough because it has the blood, I guess. But if it's just for that reason, I'm not sure. But Mortal Kombat 2 is one version that I'm not really sure how it does measure up on the Genesis or the Mega Drive compared to the Super Nintendo. Oh, am I going to get a flawless? Oh, nearly. Nearly. He hit me, I think. Just because I blocked that force ball that he did. Oh, he's gone invisible. I can do that as well, mate. There we go. Oh, nasty. That'll teach you. I'm the real reptile. Alright, who's the Sub-Zero? Alright, he's going to kick my butt now. Here we go. Oh yes, I read you like a book. Like a book. No way. Did I just flawless victory him? Oh, he's gonna kick my butt now. He's not gonna let that lie. It's Sub-Zero. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, he blocked. He blocked. Oh no! That was so lucky. He was on a bit of a comeback there.
Fatality.
Oh, who's next? Raiden. I think I'll just do this fight and I'll call it a day, I'm sure. He might kick my ass anyway, but it matters not. Get it off. Oh, he's got the throw moves going. You've got to do a lot of jumping around this game, especially in the later levels. Like the computer, the difficulty just spikes and it's just like crazy. Oh, I love that move. Raiden is a badass. I do love playing as him, especially in Mortal Kombat. Look at that. Oh, I do like Raiden, he's cool. Oh, wasn't expecting that. Oh, a win's a win. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.